Hello students, in this part of animal tissues, we'll be learning about simple and compound epithelium. Simple epithelium, as the name tells us, here the epithelium is of one single layer. And simple epithelium is divided into three parts on the basis of its shape. The first one is the squamous epithelium, second one is the cuboidal epithelium, and the third one is the columnar epithelium. Squamous epithelium, these are the flat cells with the central nucleus and arranged on the basement membrane. These flat cells are arranged on the basement membrane because epithelium does not have a blood supply. So from where will it get the nutrients? It will get the nutrients from the basement membrane. When you look at these cells from the top, it will look like the hexagonal cells arranged end to end without any space between them. Squamous epithelium is located in the alveoli. Alveoli is a unit of your lungs where exchange of gases takes place. Okay, so there is exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So this efficient exchange of gases is there just because the squamous epithelium, it is very thin. Okay, and the second location is the lining of the capillary. Capillary again carries the dissolved nutrients and the gases. So there must be an efficient exchange of nutrients and the gases between the capillary and the tissue. For that, the capillaries are made up of the squamous epithelium. So squamous simple epithelium will be present in all those places where exchange takes place, right? The second category is the cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium, here the cells are just like a cube with a centrally placed nucleus, and these cells are arranged on the top of a basal membrane or the basement membrane, right? Cuboidal epithelium is present as the germinal epithelium in the ovaries and the testes. Now if these cuboidal epithelium, they are modified, if they have presence of cilia on their top, such epithelium is called as ciliated cuboidal epithelium, and they are located in the respiratory tract. This ciliated epithelium is located in the respiratory tract. It does not allow the dust particles to enter. It throws out the dust particle from our body. It doesn't allow the dust to enter inside. The second location is the nephron. Nephron is a unit of the kidney. It allows the filtrate, these ciliated epithelium allows the movement of the filtrate inside the nephron. Okay, so wherever we require some kind of movement, all those places you have presence of the ciliated epithelium, right? The third category is columnar epithelium. Here the cells are just like a column. They are column shaped cells with the nucleus located at the base and arranged on the top of a basement membrane. Now there are three modifications of the columnar epithelium. The first one is the ciliated epithelium. If the cell has presence of cilia, such a cell is called as ciliated columnar epithelium. They are located in the fallopian tubule. Fallopian tubule is a structure that connects the ovaries to the uterus. Okay, and what does the ovary do? Ovary releases an egg. So if the egg has to reach to the uterus, which structure plays a crucial role over there? The cilia. The ciliated epithelium, with the help of its to and fro motion, pushes the egg towards the uterus. The second category is the brush bordered epithelium. If the epithelial columnar cell has presence of certain finger like projections, they are called as brush bordered columnar epithelium. They are located in the intestine and they are also located in the nephron. These cells will be located in all those places where absorption has to take place. The third category is the goblet cell. If the columnar cell gets specialized and it works like some glands, it is called as the goblet cell. And these goblet cells, they are secretory. And what do they secrete? They secrete mucus. They are located in your stomach and your small intestine. They keep your stomach and your small intestine moist. Right? So these were the three categories of the simple epithelium based on their shapes. The next one is the compound epithelium. Compound epithelium means when the epithelial layers, there are many layers of the epithelium. Such an epithelium is called as a compound epithelium. It is also called as a stratified epithelium. There are of three types. Again, the same names: stratified squamous, stratified cuboidal, and stratified columnar. Stratified squamous, when there are many layers of the squamous epithelium, right? Such a epithelium is called as stratified squamous. Stratified squamous epithelium is of two types: non-keratinized and keratinized. Keratin is a protein that makes your skin waterproof. Okay, so if the layer has presence of a thick layer of keratin, such a epithelium is called as keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. And if there is no keratin, such a layer is called as non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Right? Now first we will study about the non-keratinized stratified squamous and where are they present. The main function of non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium is protection. It is located in the cornea of your eye. Cornea is the part of your eye that bulges forward. At that place you have presence of non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. It is also located in the inner side of your lips and anus. Keratinized stratified squamous epithelium will be present at all those places where friction takes place. That means the layer has to be hard and this layer is dead because of presence of keratin. The location of keratinized stratified squamous epithelium is palm, your sole and your skin. Now see, all these three locations are the locations where friction takes place. So wherever friction takes place, at all those places you have the presence of keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Next one is the cuboidal stratified epithelium. Again, the cells are just like a cube arranged over the basal lamina or the basement membrane. It is located in the lining of the ducts of the gland. Now what are the glands? Salivary gland, mammary glands and the pancreas. In the ducts of all these glands, stratified cuboidal epithelium is present. Columnar epithelium, columnar stratified epithelium. Cells are just like column, but since there are many layers present, it is called as a stratified columnar epithelium. Okay, see, the classification of simple and compound is almost the same. Just there is a difference of one single layer in simple and many layers in compound. Rest, the structure is the same. Stratified columnar epithelium is present in all those places where you have maximum friction, like the conjunctiva. Conjunctiva is the layer that covers your eye. So sometimes when something goes inside, you rub your eye. So when you rub your eye, it can damage your eye. So what prevents your eye from this friction? That is conjunctiva. Right? And second one is pharynx. After masticating or after chewing the food, you swallow the food. So it is the place where friction takes place. So at that place also you have presence of the stratified columnar epithelium. Right? So these were the two basic classification of epithelium, simple and compound. Transitional epithelium is also there, but in our syllabus we have to only stick to simple epithelium and the compound epithelium. Right? That's all for this lecture. In the next lecture we'll be learning about the connective tissue.